I saw 2 Aubrey Plaza movies last night.
I was just about to do the same exact thing.
Having a moment.
I'm working on it.
Such a
All right,
moment.
One in the theater.
All in notes.
One at home.
Look
Roy,
at that.
your bookcase is so empty. It looks like an elementary school bookcase in Duval County.
Yeah, well, you know,
Oh.
this state is they actually just sent the cops and they went in and they just cleared out my entire bookcase. So
Damn.
almost got arrested, man. It was-
We have-
You need any books to fill it up?
We have like plenty in lying around in the studio.
Right.
Yeah, well.
I got a bunch of
Yeah,
wrestling
it's-
books if you want them.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Why?
A bunch of wrestling books.
Well, like biographies and stuff. Like it's
It doesn't answer the why question.
Yeah, that's
why.
that.
No, I mean,
Okay,
I mean,
well,
Stone
no,
Cold
no.
Steve Austin, you got that?
I have that one. I have
Yeah,
the
I'll
Shawn
take that one.
Michaels one.
Yeah,
Granted, a lot of these were gifts throughout the years. I haven't purchased a wrestling book in relation to that. And God knows how long, but I just have books there in the
So
background.
okay, but it doesn't really get to the essence, the origins. Are you like a big wrestling fan? Did you work in the wrestling industry? How do you have all of these?
Nah, I'm just a big wrestling dork since a kid. So that's why
Really?
I have a lot of these wrestling figurines, books, and stuff like that. So yeah,
I
big
only
wrestling
watch
nerd.
I only watch 2 wrestling events a year. It's the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, and I have
The
a
big
group
ones.
of I have a group of friends that like watch wrestling all year round, and they welcome me into their cocoon of wrestling for those 2 major events. I love the Royal Rumble. I was slightly annoyed that the most recent Royal Rumble, they started with it first. The Royal Rumble always
Yeah.
goes last. It was ridiculous. Also, I fell asleep during the second Royal Rumble, like straight up dead
The
asleep.
women's.
Yes,
Women's?
during
Slept-
Oh,
the women's
Oh,
Royal Rumble.
okay. I
But
see how it is.
Don't,
Misogyny,
no,
I mean.
don't blame. No, we're not doing this. We're not
Which
doing
which actually was the best Royal Rumble match of that night. The women's was better than the men's that night.
I will say that the men's didn't really do much for me. It might have put me in a position to fall asleep.
Yeah,
but,
that's why.
As we chronicled before we started recording, I'm like way behind on sleep, and I am incredibly well rested for this edition of Mystery Crates. I hope to bring a level of energy that is in keeping with a Friday morning edition of Mystery Crate.
Welcome, by the way.
Welcome, by the way, to Mystery Crate.
Hey.
Hey.
With that really positive energy, I have to make an admission, which is that I've actually never in my life watched a single wrestling match.
Neither have I.
Not one.
Ever.
Never in my life. And
Really?
I've missed
Highlights either.
every
Huh.
single time you guys talk about it on the show. I just laugh along like I
Zone
know what
out.
you're talking about. But
Just like Jess does during Stat of the Day.
yeah,
Yeah.
I try to.
Ball cards. Yeah. Mhm. I
I
get
have no
it.
idea.
I appreciate Jeremy that you do us the favor of humoring us as opposed to Jessica who's just like straight up like no sorry I'm
No.
out
On my phone.
not
Yeah.
for me
It will
Clive.
always
don't get
make
the
you think
show.
I know. I will always make you think I know what you're talking about, even if I don't know what you're talking about. That
It's a
much I will
skill.
do the courtesy.
It's a
I
skill. You should be
honestly
an
think
actor.
that obviously for Jeremy and Jessica, if you've never watched a match, that's fine. But I think if you were ever to go to an event, WrestleMania is the event you would want to go to. Just
Metal
'cause
Arc
it's
expensed?
so much.
Yeah.
I'm
I think
trying. I'm working
I
on
would
it.
like it. I mean, I
Get us
think I
credentialed.
would like it if it were something that I grew up watching because like
Yeah.
I
Right.
like the costumes. They seem really cute and fun.
Costumes.
I like how
Honestly,
Like,
same.
everyone's
Yeah,
having a
I get
good
it.
time. It seems like, well, sometimes they're not, and then they get hurt. But I don't know. It seems
Yeah.
like something that if I grew up with, I'd be a big fan of. But it just wasn't something anyone that I knew watched growing up. So, like pass. It's fine.
I get it. I get it.
I appreciate that you've taken a non-snob approach to this. I've never
Yeah.
understood
Well,
the
if we were
snobbery.
doing LeBatard Show, I would have been like, "Ew, wrestling sucks." That's stupid.
Yeah, it's
Because
for
that's how we're
it's for
that's
booger
how we're
eaters.
supposed to
Yeah.
do that show. But this show, I'll be honest, it's just it looks cute and fun, but not for me.
I also think if it weren't Cynthia who was presenting wrestling fandom and it was like somebody, I think Cynthia presenting it softens it. I think you would have really had to go at somebody else.
Yeah, if it was
No,
Mike.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
If it was
I
Mike,
wouldn't
it would've
have.
been
I
bad.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Why I would go after Cynthia if she said something I disagreed with. No offense, Cynthia.
No, it's okay. Totally. Please
All's
call me
fa-
out.
All's fair in Mystery Crate.
Totally.
All right,
I'm
shall we spin a wheel of topics?
Do it.
Oh, we're
All right.
doing this?
All right, hey man, everyone's got to bring something. That's what Mystery Crate's all about.
I didn't get that memo.
You were late.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I was late.
All right, Roy, where did it land?
It landed on me. Wow, I can't.
What?
Wow.
Calling yourself.
Wow.
You normally hate when people call on
Whoa.
you. Are you trying to take that power out of somebody else's hands? You don't
That's
wanna...
right. I'm tired of you people just calling on me for no reason. So yeah, so something happened last weekend that really took me aback. That really shattered my entire existence.
Whoa.
Anid pointed out to me that I have gray hair now.
Oh.
Oh my God. Seriously.
Roy,
I'm
Roy, you're. I
Seriously.
mean, respectfully, Roy, is that
You're-
really your first gray hair?
yeah.
You're kind
That's
of like
so impressive.
old to be having your first gray hair. Like a lot of people start getting gray in their late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah,
My-
I have
I'll
my
take
hair-
this off. I have grays. Like
My hair gel it masks a lot. There's like a whole tuft like in this corner right here.
A whole
That
tuft.
there's
Oh,
like the
tuft,
hair,
really?
like the hair gel like completely.
oh yeah, look at
Oh, I
that.
see
a
it.
tuft of gray hair. Yeah.
Wow. You got
Yeah,
like
no,
Trent
I've-
Grimm.
I'm-
Look,
I am.
Trent Grimm.
My the hair on my head is graying at a fairly rapid rate.
This
It's
one was on
fine.
my
Me too.
chin. It was on my chin. This one. It was just.
Yeah.
She pointed out.
That's
It was
why
like
it
a
stood
couple of
out.
white hairs. Yeah.
Why are you still against it? Like, just embrace it.
You're
Listen,
aging
I'm-
very gracefully, Roy.
Right? At 39, you look good, bruh. Or
Thank you,
almost
thank you.
39.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I appreciate that, but it
What
doesn't
is-
feel good.
Why? Because it's making you, it's a reminder that we're getting older and we're
Yeah,
going to
it's
die
a-
eventually. Is that what it is?
That's exactly what it
Whoa.
is. Actually, it's the
Jeez.
latter of me dying.
true.
Yes. That's why. And
We got
I'm
time,
looking
bro.
forward to that.
What other elements of aging do you feel?
I'm getting fat. That's the whole dad
You?
bod thing is
Again,
true.
like what? Like it's
Roy.
just ridiculous. What are you on
What?
about?
I'm
everyone on this show
190
has-
pounds now.
Self-image problems.
We
Yeah, this
really
entire
do.
show.
To
My
all see a
God.
therapist.
Yeah,
Here's
we
G. William Gill. What is his name
G.
again?
Lewis Gill.
Lewis
G.
is
Lewis
Gill.
Gill.
William.
Just does like a whole episode on
William
body
William
dysmorphia.
Gill. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would go
Honestly,
really
our
well.
show needs it.
We need
I
a
went from
therapist from
100
BetterHelp.
I went from 160. Oh, that's a nice plug right there. I went from 168 pounds to 190 in a year and a half. Like I'm
Happens,
getting
man.
fat. It
Sir,
happens.
it's just life.
Our,
it's just
our
our
bodies
bodies.
need weight to survive.
Right.
I was
Yeah, it's just a
perfectly-
cold
that was
winter,
muscle though.
Roy.
Okay, fine.
It's fine. You're fine. It's
To be
okay.
fair, you don't look it.
At all.
You're carrying the 190 exceptionally well.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you. But
And it
yeah,
would be
that's-
cool if you did. It'd be cool
that's
if you
my
did
belly
look
right
it.
there.
It'd be fine either way.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Agreed.
Create some
We're
music
doing
with your
body
belly.
positivity today on Mystery Crate.
Yes.
that's-
This isn't like
Thank
the LeBatard show.
Mm,
I will say in
Just
in
body
the
negativity.
Just
a
beating
lot of
each
body
other
negativity
down.
on that show.
in
Just
the
shitting on each
interest
God.
other.
maybe
Yeah.
I will buck this trend of body positivity. I want to like I've always wanted to embark on like a 6-month period where I just eat
Me too.
flawlessly, exercise six times a week, and I know that maybe at some point I can do this. And I've like embarked on 10-day periods where I do this, and then there's like a bag of Lay's sour cream and onion in the office,
Yep.
and then I eat it.
Ooh.
And I eat like everyone makes fun of me for going to town on the Pringles in the office, and like I
You do?
I mean
Not
yeah
the only
I
one.
I'm told that I consume like 70% of the Pringles that are consumed in the office.
Yeah, 10%.
Somebody's
me.
got to eat it. Somebody's got to eat it.
Right, but like so I don't have the discipline, but I feel like at some point I could. And I don't know, maybe I need someone else that will like do this with me, but I'm really looking forward to the day that I fully commit, and I'm like I just end up with like the body of that I've always wanted. But
Which
it's
is
just
what? What kind of body would you like?
the kind on the cover of Men's Journal.
Gonna be Jason Momoa.
I was just gonna say, is it a Jason Momoa? Like
No,
I know
it's-
Cynthia
no.
likes Jason Momoa.
Oh,
Wow.
snap.
We DM'd
Oh,
about
girl,
Jason
go ahead.
Momoa.
What? Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
Jason Momoa seems strange to me.
Why?
Why?
I don't know. Like I saw, I forget. It was in a Game of
Non-superhero
Thrones
movie.
and non Aquaman role, and
Mhm.
he was just sort of being a person. I'm like, Like
Drama?
I kind of liked it better when
Not
you were
realistic.
like superhero or
You like
you know,
superhero.
guy
Do you
who
mean
grunts.
like in a movie or like you saw him on a red carpet or something?
Oh,
Might
on
have been
SNL.
Might have been on. You know what? It might have been on SNL. I think I saw. You know what? It was like like they do like the Thursday promo for SNL, and they're like
Yeah.
on the stage,
Oh.
and it's him standing with two cast members, and they do some quirky bit. Like it was in that bit where I was like,
I
Jason
don't like the
Momoa.
humor.
Jason Momoa seems different than I would have imagined.
I
You know.
don't. Go ahead, Jess.
This is Billy Gill's area of expertise, but I saw him in the new Fast 11 trailer, and
Oh my
I
God, yes.
squealed.
That might have
Yes.
honestly. That was another one where
That
he was
works.
being a human, and I'm like, he doesn't fit in the Fast and Furious cast. He's a.
No.
I mean, granted, dude.
I don't think he's a fit.
The franchise itself has like it doesn't even resemble like what it was when it originally started. Like it's chaos now. So whatever.
Well, I've
There's
only
also-
seen 3 of them, so I guess I'm batting 300. I guess now I'm in the Hall of Fame. I guess.
I've watched too many to even admit. So
I have also
Same.
never seen a Fast movie.
What?
I've only seen
Not
one.
even the first
well, that's
one?
understandable.
And I've been on the Fast and Furious ride at Universal 3 times. And
Oh,
it's
so that-
terrible.
Wow.
Yeah, which I've heard is awful.
It's awful.
yeah,
Why
Yeah,
did
the
you do
ride's
it
not
3
nice.
times then?
I was with camp children, so I
Why-
had to.
Oh, you were forced to go on
okay.
there.
You know,
Okay.
what are you gonna
Right,
do?
you do like
I'm a camp
charity
counselor.
and stuff.
Aw.
Okay. So why is the ride terrible? Because it's like boring, it's slow.
So
like,
it's
what's
it's
wrong with it?
boring, slow, and also
It's
there's
not
never
the
been a
opposite of
ride
fast.
that is so obviously or so
The
obvious that
slow
all
and
of-
apathetic.
well, it's never been so obvious that people were not in the same room to act. So it's so clear that each one of them was brought in on a different day to stand in front of a green screen and say a few lines. And whoever edited all of this together does not understand timing because there will be beats of time between when people are talking. And so you'll have like, we've got a ride. Okay. It's just super
Okay, I'm
embarrassing
gonna
and
watch
awkward.
this ride on. I'm gonna go on
Yeah, it's
YouTube. You know
rough.
how you can watch people riding different rides. I'm gonna
Yes.
watch
Yeah.
this later today and see how bad
It's really
it is.
rough.
Oh my
Damn, that's a
God.
shame.
That's
What's
bad.
your favorite ride at Universal, Jer Bear?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I really like all the Harry Potter world stuff, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of overtaken everything else. And it stinks because it's like that's not Universal or Islands of Adventure in the traditional way, but those rides are just
They're
amazing.
great.
I
I
will
thought you were
say-
gonna say
I'm-
it stinks because J.K. Rowling stinks, but
Well,
that's,
that
a, that's
yeah.
a topic
Well,
for
yeah.
another topic wheel. Woody
I-
just went there for the first time, didn't you?
To the Harry Potter section, yeah. I mean, I hadn't been to Universal in like 15 years when I went recently, and I was I'm not a Harry Potter guy, and yet I was blown away
it's amazing.
at like the insane detail that whole world creates. Like you actually do enter another world. Like they spent presumably a ton of money, but also like a ton of care and time and detail into
Yeah.
making that a great experience. And if you're a Harry Potter person, you must go. Like
it
is-
really is amazing.
It is
Yeah,
that
it's really great.
detailed and that fun.
It was
Yeah.
a forgettable experience for me until you brought it up because I was dragged to Universal to the Harry Potter section.
Why
At
do you make
Butterbeer.
everything sound like it's the worst thing in the world? Every moment of your life, you make it sound like it is the worst thing ever.
You haven't
Why?
lived my life, Cynthia.
Sir,
about
I've
that?
known you for 20 years. Come
know.
on.
I know.
For the love of God.
You haven't seen the things that I've seen. How about that?
I mean, you're right.
I mean, how do you argue with that?
Yeah,
what are we
you
gonna do to
haven't
that?
seen the.
I'm not
You're
certain.
right.
I'm not
There you
certain what
go.
that has to do with joy. Like
I don't
you can still enjoy some things after you've
I
seen
know.
some things.
That's kind of does, the Butterbeer was very underwhelming. It's overly hyped.
Underwhelming.
Underwhelming. Very underwhelming.
Not
Very
surprising. Not surprising from you.
I actually like the butterbeer. That was one of my highlights. Did you get
Oh,
the
that's-
alcoholic one or the non-alcoholic one? Because
There's an
I mean-
alcoholic one?
Oh, that's why.
Yes.
There
There
it
is
is.
now.
You missed it. That's why it sucked for
wow,
you.
there you
No,
go, Roy.
No wonder you
failed.
didn't like it. I was like,
There it
I was
is.
gonna say, who are you talking to? Non-alcoholic beer for Roy.
It was like Diet Coke for me. It was bad.
Oh,
It's like a
no.
cream soda, butterscotch,
yeah.
like cream
Mhm.
soda thing.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Put some ice cream in it. Maybe I'll enjoy it more.
Oh my God.
You can get a butterbeer float.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Cynthia, go ahead.
Oh, great. So what exactly are we shooting down? Like, what are these objects that they're not telling us that we're shooting down? I
Okay.
just want to know what they are.
Cynthia,
Unidentified.
I saw an article yesterday that there was an amateur, like hobbyist balloon people, and one of their balloons went missing around the time that the F-22 shot down something over Alaska. And so like they think that that might have been like a balloon hobbyist, like these people who make these like giant balloons and then like float them around. I don't know. I was reading into it. It was super weird. I don't know
That
if
sounds
that's
like a
fake-
Parks and
fake
Rec
news.
episode.
I don't know if
Right?
it's fake news or not, but it did make me laugh. But apparently, yeah, they're like the government saying that they're private businesses balloons or like private citizens balloons, and it's not actually like spy
Probably a
craft.
serial number on that thing. You probably look them up and then find who bought the thing and then
I
slap
don't
the
know.
cuffs on them. I don't know.
Detective Roy is on it. Roy, get us
Let's
the
get Tony.
serial
When Tony
number.
comes back from
This is
Utah,
when we need
then-
Tony.
Oh God.
Tony would know. Tony would know.
He's
Yeah,
closer
Tony-
now being out in Utah.
Yeah.
That's true.
true.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Let's send him up to Alaska.
Can you imagine Tony in Alaska?
I saw
By
some of the
himself?
videos.
Honestly, I could.
on a crab
Yeah?
boat?
I saw some of the videos of them in Salt Lake City, and like they look miserable,
Oh my God. Them
They
in
look
that
really
bar?
funny.
unhappy.
It's really funny.
I saw
Great.
I saw President Biden address this yesterday. He said there's no indication they are tied to China's spy balloon program or surveillance vehicles from other countries. He said that they are likely balloons tied to private institutions or research.
Okay,
Mm,
so I sent this Politico link to Slack or to the chat, and it says that a Northern Illinois bottle cap balloon brigade in a blog post that was first reported by Aviation Week says one of its balloons went missing in action in the same region of the U.S. where the military shot down one of the 3 unknown objects. It says it was last spotted at 12:48 a.m. on Saturday along an uninhabited island off the coast of Alaska. That tracks when a U.S. F-22 used a Sidewinder missile to shoot down an object over the Yukon that same day.
Okay, so
Northern
like why? Okay,
I don't know, because also like our taxpayer money spends like we spend millions of dollars on F-22s, and they just shot down some like $1,000
balloon.
balloon that winded its way to Alaska.
Good value. Very good value on that.
The
know.
Northern Illinois Bottle Cap Balloon Brigade sounds like an emo band.
That is a Parks and
That
Rec
is
episode.
great.
Like
That
you are
is
not
great.
you are not wrong about that.
Sounds
But
a
like
comedy
okay,
troupe.
so we had the China. That's a great shout, Roy. So we had like the Chinese balloon that made it like enormous waves in the headlines. Would it not be that insane if a group of enterprising like researchers or people who had access to this sort of equipment basically tried to go viral? Is this like you know, a group of people that they got to, what if like we had something and the government has to shoot it down, and then we'd like make a TikTok about how we sent a balloon into the sky and like got in the headlines? It wouldn't be that surprising, right?
yeah,
Not at all.
no.
Yeah, I'm sure the FBI would be very happy to see
Yeah,
that.
that sounds like a good way to go to jail.
Yeah,
Here's
for
here's
sure.
Hey, Mike
another
Fuentes.
Hello, Mike
paragraph
Fuentes.
from
Hey,
the same
Fuentes.
Hey, Mike.
article.
How you
Hi,
doing?
hi,
Hi,
welcome.
Mike. This says the Northern Illinois Bottle Cap Balloon Brigade, which formed 2 years ago, got its name
That
from the
name.
children's film Up. The founders drew inspiration from the Ellie badge, a grape soda bottle cap on a pin that's prized possession for the main character in the movie. There were
Aw.
10 of us to start, aged 11 years old and up, kids, their parents, and friends. Some licensed amateur radio, some have an interest in
Okay.
science
This
and
becomes
engineering.
more and more of a Parks and Rec episode. Like every
boy.
detail that you
Crazy.
share. We have to ask
kinda
Mike
wanna
Sure about
join.
this.
I kind of
when
want
he's
to
back
join
from
the Northern
suspension.
Illinois Balloon Brigade. Like, how do I become a member?
They also
we should get T-shirts.
I'm
they
from
also
Northern Illinois.
they also
Nice.
yes and their way to a few laughs Friday night at the Improv.
Yes.
Call the FBI. They have all their information already, so they can help you get in contact with
For
them.
real.
Yeah.
You know the comedy troupe that Amy Poehler came from?
That's it right
No.
there.
The Upright Citizens Brigade. So
Oh,
she
yes.
should know about
Oh,
brigades.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Full
just
circle.
yeah.
Spin the world. Spin the full
Why?
circle.
Why?
Did that
why
answer
are
your
we shooting
question,
balloons?
Cynthia? That's only one of the objects. Apparently, there were 2 other ones.
I just have a ton more questions, but primarily like what it is. What are we shooting down?
I
Like
don't
that's
think
all I
we're
want to
capable
know.
of providing the answers.
I feel like you guys could tell me what we're
Can-
shooting down.
Can we reach out to the Northern Illinois Bottle Cap Balloon Brigade about doing a merch series with them?
Send an email.
Dude, I would buy the shit out of that
I
merch.
really, really,
Yes.
really
The
want
T-shirt.
NIBG.
Little
A,
Yeah,
nice,
come on.
a nice,
Oh,
The
a nice
NIBB.
tan tote bag.
A tote
Oh,
bag. yeah.
tote bag.
I didn't know there were
Ooh,
hobby
tote bag. I love a
balloonists
tote
that
bag.
just like shot
Bag.
balloons
This
up
is
into the sky.
remarkable.
Yeah, and for what reason? Like, are we doing this for science? Are we doing for
There are
research?
hobbyists. There are
We're doing it
hobbyists
for
for
science.
everything. There are hobbyists for everything. You can
Exactly.
find
That's
literally
true.
anything. If you go on Reddit long enough, you'll find literally any hobby possible. And there's
No,
a
thank
group
you.
for it. There's a brigade for it.
I tend to avoid Reddit, but
No.
okay.
Reddit is hell. No,
And
thank you.
Substack.
Quentis
I
is
read
in
that.
probably in a couple of these brigades. You're in like a craft beer brigade or something.
No,
Oh, that's a brigade I want to be in.
my
Sneakerhead brigade.
Dungeons and Dragons brigade.
Oh no.
Well, then that
In all,
goes back to
in all
I'm in a wrestling
seriousness,
brigade.
Fuentes, how do you know that?
About what?
About there being a brigade for everything.
Because that's
just-
just how
he knows
that's
shit,
internet
right?
culture. Now,
He knows a
you-
little bit about everything.
He's right
many-
though.
Yeah, how many things have you gone through on TikTok and this guy's talking about this topic, you didn't know it existed?
Exactly.
yeah,
Also,
yeah.
like our show has like 6 different Reddit groups. So
Correct.
if our
Mm.
show has that many
And they
Reddit
all hate
pages,
me.
like
Yeah.
balloons.
Well, they hate
welcome to the-
everybody.
welcome to the club, Roy.
Yeah.
Well,
everybody.
they hate me originally. I'm the first one.
That's
that hated on
true.
the show.
I joined your club.
I just feel
Why,
like it-
why are you trying? Why,
The Roy Hate Brigade.
why are you trying to? Why are you trying to win?
Pretty
Who
shirts.
hates you the most, Roy?
That's. I mean, I've been doing this show for 20 years. Trust me.
He needs.
There's a lot of
he
hate.
needs it.
And now we
Okay.
understand why he's so pissed off all the time. It's all coming
now I
back
know.
together.
Okay,
Now
can I
no.
ask you? Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
The show.
No.
Okay, the show premiered September 1st, 2004. That was.
Oh, the 20 years thing. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
everybody's
like,
saying 20 years.
it's
It's
the
not really
funniest-
20. Yeah.
Like Stugotz will round up and say, "I have been doing this show for 73 years," like,
Right.
and like
Right.
the
You know what?
passage.
I've always wondered how long it's actually been because the number changes.
It
all
does.
the
Yeah,
It
time.
changes
it
all the
does.
time.
Yeah,
It's
does.
18.
Yeah.
It's 20. It's 25. It's I've been doing and like it's ad infinitum. I've been doing this show. Like let's agree on a number. Like as a matter of fact, we should have somewhere like days since this show started, and we have like a clock that ticks up, kind of like when you walk into a bar and it has
Yeah.
like the date, like the date that like you can be legal to have a beer. And like it'll say on
Yeah.
the window like February 17th 2002. If
the
that
Miller
date,
Lite clock. Yeah.
if that date is on your ID, you're good. Like we should have one of those in the studio. Like you can say this show has been on the air for 18 years, 5 months, and 3 days.
Well, here's
that's
the thing.
that's
the
that's
round
one of the
number.
low key
The
depressing
round
things
number
about getting
sounds better,
older.
though.
Yeah,
What?
and like when you walk into a gas station, you see that thing and it's just ticking up, and it's ticking
Yeah.
up. And
I'm
then
sure-
and then all of a sudden
Thousands,
it's
yeah.
it's like all of a sudden it's the year you went to high school. People can buy a beer, and it's like, oh my god, that's like it's just a slow
Dude, it's
countdown.
2002 this year.
I know.
That's the year I graduated. Yeah, let's not. No,
Yeah.
no, I
Right.
don't feel
Yeah.
good about that. Guys.
Yeah, when
I graduated. Yeah.
When that year starts with a 2, I also experience this like whenever I do so like when I prep for an MLS game, and soccer players are young, it turns out, and like sometimes it'd be like, oh, we've signed an academy player to a full first team MLS contract. He's 15
years
years old. He's 15 years old. He was born in 2007. I'm like, what the
No,
what?
God.
How?
Oh, God.
I also had this.
Oh,
I had this
no,
with
no.
Jason Kelsey the other day. Right, he's 35 years old. Right,
Oh,
Jason Kelsey.
no.
And then I look at him and I'm like, yo, I'm 3 years older than Jason Kelsey. And he's at like the end of his
Yeah.
playing career, and he has like this big beard. He looks like he's like a brawly 48-year-old man, and here I am 3 years older than him. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, you saying you look
Depressing.
younger than him? Is that
I
what
do.
you
I
say?
am saying I look younger than him. I know for a fact I look younger than him. Everybody in this chat looks younger than him.
My favorite is when like I'm like surprisingly younger than people, or like just about. I think I'm only a week older than Bismack Biyombo, and you just
Great
like
name.
we're vastly different people.
To be
like,
fair though,
yeah.
he's been in the league for 300 years.
Yeah.
I feel like he's since the pyramids he's been playing NBA basketball.
dawn of time.
That's
So-
what, yeah, he's been there
Pyramids.
forever. Like
So is
I can't
LeBron
believe he's
James,
still-
and I'm older than him by
Yeah.
a few months.
True.
Yeah, but LeBron
Damn.
James is like you see
True.
him all the time.
He's
right?
got a
So
lot
you
of more grays than you, probably, Roy.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
He's losing
And-
his hair. Well, so am I.
Yeah.
Losing his
See?
hair and definitely lots of hair dye. LeBron James probably.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
For sure.
Especially the
Yeah.
beard dye. He's
A,
definitely
a lot of
using-
Beijing going on in the beard. Yes.
Yeah. Cole's boozer over here.
Oh, we're doing the wheel.
Welcome.
Welcome
It
back.
landed
got
on
here.
Fuentes.
Oh!
What you got to talk about? You got anything to talk about there?
Not off the top of my head.
It's been a
I already,
week.
I already bitched about the dentist enough this week, especially to Jess, so I'm not gonna.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
saw Mike Fuentes at the dentist on Monday.
Yeah, we just happened to like
Oh.
have the same. Yeah, like she told me when
Same
she made the
appointment.
appointment, she's like, "Oh, I'm going next month." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then it turned out same exact day, like an hour between.
He
Look
walked
at
in.
that.
He walked into my little appointment room and tapped me on the shoulder, and I was like, but it was, and then I was like, oh, it's just Mike
Oh, you
Fuentes.
thought he was a fan? Oh, somebody
Fan of the
stalking.
show.
No,
the
I thought it was like
dentist.
the doctor coming in and tell me I have like 1,000 cavities. Also, Mike Fuentes, really nice doctor. Not sure if he actually like took a good enough look at my teeth. Like I left and I was like, did he really? He didn't really get in there. Like
After you
I
told me
don't
that,
know.
I was like, did he look at my teeth? And then I was like, oh.
But I
He's a
do love a
pickaxe.
dentist that feeds my ego. He came in, he's like, your teeth are perfect. And I was like, sir, I'm coming back to you every
Would
time. 'Cause
you-
my last
Here's your
dentist did
lollipop.
not say that.
Would you rather have a dentist that actually fixes your teeth or just makes you feel good about your teeth?
Makes me feel good about my
Yeah,
teeth,
feel good.
obviously.
Oh, yeah.
The last dentist
Life's
was
hard
like
enough.
kind of low-key mean. Like they were not like great
Right.
dentists. I didn't
But
like
they
them.
but they
Bad
probably
bedside
whipped your
manner.
teeth into shape. Like
Yeah,
it
they
probably was good
But
for
at the
you.
same
Good teeth.
time, the
Yeah.
dentist is like the
Whipped it.
dermatologist. They'll find any excuse to remove something. They'll be
Yes.
like, oh, we don't like how this looks. We're gonna fill this and we're gonna bill you $1,000.
Let's take
Yep.
out your wisdom teeth. I'm like, why? They're not bothering me. They're fine.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
Leave me alone.
Oh my god, don't get me started on wisdom
They're
teeth.
like, I
still
hate
wise.
that.
Yeah, these
Wisdom
Well,
teeth
they're
are a
pushing your
racket.
teeth together. No, they're not.
guys sound
Leave
like
me
Tony.
alone.
Yeah,
Wisdom-
that's true.
Well,
Like
yeah.
how much of the dentist industry is fueled by the removal of wisdom teeth? That
So
maybe
much.
we don't need to.
80%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
insurance
'Cause it's
companies probably
constant.
love a wisdom teeth removal.
I had the
Big
worst
dentist.
experience getting my wisdom teeth removed. Some people like my dad's like, oh, I got my wisdom teeth out when I was 30 and I went golfing the next day. And I'm like, okay, like that's sick. My wisdom teeth were like lodged in the back of my skull and they had to dig them out and it hurt for like a month.
Damn.
So
Oh.
get
No,
out
mine,
of it.
yeah, mine was atrocious too. I didn't get like fully knocked out. It was like the
Ooh.
injection into the gums thing.
What?
Oh,
And
For
like
your
they-
wisdom
Yeah.
teeth?
Yeah, and they like tried to numb it. And let me tell you, I felt it.
Mhm.
Turns out
There's
when they're
no
removing
numbing in that one.
That's
turns
a
out when they're
nightmare.
removing 4 teeth, it feels like they're pulling things out of your head.
Mhm.
So okay, were they
No,
like
thank
fully
you.
out of your gums?
So mine were impacted. So mine were like
So
growing
they came
side.
out.
Mine,
So
mine
mine
were
were
like
not
growing
even out of my
sideways.
gums yet.
Yeah, into your gums.
Oh.
Because I've gotten a ton of, I think I've said this on Mystery Crate before. When I was growing up, I had to get like all my baby teeth pulled because my adult teeth were coming in behind my baby teeth, so they weren't like getting
Mm.
loose. So I've gotten like 20 teeth pulled in my
Oh.
life, and when they're already like out, like the baby teeth obviously are like out of the gums, they just numb you and yank them. But the wisdom teeth is like it's a surgery for a lot of people because their wisdom teeth just don't come out of their gums. They're like inside
Yeah.
their gums, and then
Mhm.
they're like or they're half out or something. So they fully anesthetize you. But Whitty, I guess, was awake for his, which I've
Yeah.
never heard of before.
Yeah, I was.
I was awake for mine. I was awake for mine.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Mine had pushed so much. Like I have like a wide jaw, I guess. They had pushed so much that I only had one that
Oh.
was impacted. So like when I went to the doctor, she pulled out this thing and it was like a nail with like a claw. And I guess she just like turned that bitch out and it just fucking pulled them right out. And then I think once she had to break, so she numbed me like Whitty. They gave me the huge needle. And then
Yeah.
by the time she was done, like it was so quick, she's like, okay, that's it. I laughed. I was like, haha, like good joke. She's like, no, you're done. I was like, did
Okay.
you look? Yeah. And then I just left. And then I had like radiating pain for like one night in my jaw. Next day I was
Mm.
out. Like drinking
Mine
and
was
stuff.
mine was a full surgery, and mine were also like Jess, like really far deep
One of
in
my
my
wisdom
gums.
teeth was like up here.
Yeah.
It was like literally
So,
it was
as a
inside my
result-
ear canal. It was so far up.
He's pointing to her temple for the audio audience.
Well, and as a result,
This-
my face swelled up like crazy. So I have a
Yes.
picture of 18-year-old me.
My
swollen.
word,
No way.
Lord, Jeremy.
Uh-huh.
You look like
Bear.
Justin
Wow.
Cohen.
Oh, that's going on
I look
social.
nothing like
Yeah, you could put it on social.
Yeah,
That's fine.
whoa, that is
I know.
amazing.
I know.
Totally different person.
Brutal, right? It was for days. Uh-huh. I looked
Oh
like a
my
chipmunk. It was
God.
amazing.
So, you require
know.
you
You're
require
welcome.
further
Holy
medical
shit.
attention. Yeah,
You
that
guys
was
are me. You
rough,
look like
bro.
you got stung by a bee.
I know.
Yeah, you're
allergic
It was
to bees.
insane. It was insane. I literally when I first saw my face, I was like, "What in the world has gone on?"
Can you hold it
in
up
my
again?
life
I just
here?
want to clear
No,
screen.
Yeah,
shot.
can we-
absolutely. All right.
Dude,
Yeah, come on.
my wisdom teeth
We're back.
surgeon was also like a former offensive lineman for Notre Dame, and this
Ooh.
man
Okay,
had
hold it right like
rough
that.
hands.
Okay, hold on. Stay right there. Oh yes. Got it.
That's
That was
that's
great.
you. That's you in Superbad. Like,
Yeah,
if you-
Yes!
literally.
Superbad,
Literally.
that's what you
Yes,
look like.
it is.
Literally. Well, and it was so
Holy
funny because
shit.
I also never wear, like, I don't often wear glasses, so these are all, like, those are the only glasses I owned, but I never wore them.
But you
They're-
had to wear glasses
But
because
I
they
had
told you
to
like
'cause
not to put in contacts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I was just sitting there with the
I have the
swollen
same-
face
I have the
and
same
these
picture,
dorky
Jer Bear.
glasses. Oh my god. It's one of my all-time favorite pictures. Is clearly I could go back and find it that quickly.
Clearly, you really brought that up really fast.
I was
Yes,
ready
you
for
did.
it.
That was really quick.
Holy shit.
Oh.
Have you ever had to do a crown length? Oh God, I can't even talk. Lengthening. It's
Ah.
basically so like if your teeth don't have so like basically if your gums are if you're gonna get a crown, you need enough gum space in order for the crown to really hold. I don't, so I have to do this procedure where they basically push down the gum, like cut and push. Yes, I've only done the Novocaine with that. I should really go to sleep when they do that the next
Yeah.
time. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's not
That
fun.
sounds awful.
It's
On-
terrible.
On the
I got a
subject
crown
of
less than a month ago, actually.
Fun
And,
times.
yeah, fun times. It wasn't great.
I don't.
And
I don't
temporary
acknowledge or
crown-
respect the crown.
on the subject of large needles, are there
I get-
things?
Oh,
Are there things that you feel like you have a little bit of a step up on the rest of society on? Because I am not afraid of needles at all. Like
Right.
you can prick me for blood, no problem. You can give me an injection, no problem. You can stick a giant needle to numb my teeth, no problem. The other is I'm not afraid whatsoever of flying, and I feel bad for people that
That's a
like
good
I gotta
one.
get drunk, I gotta take a Xanax, I gotta knock myself out. Like there are people
All the above.
like there are people who just it freaks them out, and I feel bad. Obviously, I empathize with people, but also internally, I'm like, I'm glad that there are things in my life that I don't have to worry about.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good one.
But like, I'm not scared of actual flying. The only thing that annoys me about going on a plane is getting on and off. Like
Yeah.
the little aisle, the little seats,
Mhm.
like
Claustrophobic.
you know,
the
people dragging their
claustrophobia.
bag,
Yeah.
whacking the shit out of my head. Like it's
You
like
know
that,
what?
those little things. Like
having
everything
to
else,
put-
the line, the security, all that, I'm fine. It's
And
I
having
think
the,
the-
getting
the
on and
bag
off the
space
plane.
above the bag space above being filled, so you gotta go away to the back of the plane to put your bag in.
No, no,
Right?
I
Now
priority
you gotta
seating.
walk to the back of the
No.
plane.
No,
I
no.
priority.
if I
I'm
can
first in.
identify,
Never me.
if I can
Never
identify
me.
among
Well,
the worst
two
of
Americas.
society, like the worst of society is it. Like you boil it down to a sound. It's the sound of the airplane, like little boom, like that little sound, and the sound of everyone unbuckling their seatbelts at the same time, so that they can get position in the aisle, so that the guy in the middle seat can like sit in the aisle
worst
seat and
thing.
kind of do the
Oh.
half stand thing.
I throw bows when
It's like a
people
rugby scrum.
behind-
Yeah.
Okay.
Forget
so
it.
I'm too
I
tall
don't.
to do
I
that,
don't.
man.
If I'm in the window seat, I won't stand up right away. But when it's my turn, my row's turn to get off the plane, if someone from behind me dares to get off
Oh.
in front of me, no, elbows out. I'm gonna.
Well, if they
I will
don't have
get
a bag,
in front of
Jessica,
them. So what? You have to wait your
Why do you
turn, and
have a-
everyone has a bag.
Not
Not
everything is
everybody
Lord
has
of the
a bag.
Flies, dude. Like we're a society.
Why does
Help each
Cynthia
other.
have an
Why do you have a
airplane seatbelt?
Okay, so
flight attendant over here.
okay. This goes
I
back to
realized
body.
I realized we had Carrot Top working with us.
Yeah.
Just had the appropriate
Horrendous,
prop.
by the way.
also.
Jesus
Steve
Christ.
Martin also.
Yeah.
Steve Martin
hey.
also.
I like a prop. Okay, so basically, when I used to travel and I was heavier, the regular seatbelts never fit. So I was always embarrassed to like continuously, hey, can I get an extender? Can I get a... So I stole one from JetBlue like years ago.
Hell yeah.
And it's been sitting in my book bag that I take to work because I've had this book bag for
Respect.
years. It's just been sitting in there. And you said seatbelt. I was like, wait, I can make the sound for you.
You can finally
I
take it
don't
out of your
know.
bag as well.
We need some. Oh, let's all clear out.
There it is.
I don't hear it at all.
No?
Me either.
Ah,
You gotta
Um,
be closer to
no.
that.
yeah.
Quiet.
well,
You got
We
the,
need
you
a- we need
got
a-
the
we need a-
silent
we need
extender.
to get a
Sorry,
high definition
sorry.
microphone for you.
Yeah, you're gonna need
Yeah,
one of
I
these.
gotta-
Yeah,
I
one of
gotta-
these over here,
Yeah,
Yeah.
get some ASMR going with,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
that sound.
I'll keep it.
All right, let me spin the wheel. Mike Fuentes, for not having a topic, that went very well.
It did.
Who,
really
who did
did.
it land on?
Who's gone already? I came late. I'm like such a
All right,
kid.
so
It
Go
already
again
landed
because
on
you came
Roy.
late.
Roy,
It
and
landed on Roy?
Roy and Cynthia have already used their
Yeah.
topic. So
How
I
dare
think
you?
I think Chris Whittingham has a topic.
Hey!
All right.
I actually, if I
Wow.
may, I have two.
Go.
One is a bit briefer. After Stan Van Gundy's glowing review yesterday, I'm very excited to go watch the Banshees of Inisherin today at 12:45 in my local theater. I was told that the movie is available on streaming, but I after our conversation about ticket prices, I really want to go to movie theaters more. I also heard a podcast where somebody was saying that like this could be a disastrous year for movie theaters because the blockbuster market is not well. No, don't roll your eyes, Jess. Apparently, like the share of movies that like get people to go to the theaters is largely based on blockbusters. It's like completely dependent on are there huge
the
movies?
the tentpole
Yeah,
films,
exactly.
yeah.
So like without a Top Gun release this year, and the Marvel movies maybe aren't attracting what they used to, they feel like this could be a really bad year for the movie theater business. So I want to help them out. I want to pay my $11 to go watch the Banshees of Inisherin.
Such a good little capitalist. David Sampson would give you a pat on the head right now if you were here.
But, you
God.
know,
No, I'm happy you're going to see it, Whitty, because A, I think it's a really good movie, and B, it's nice to see movies in the theaters where they're meant to be seen, because especially like a movie like Banshees, it's shot beautifully, and being able to see that on a wide screen is probably going to add to the experience of watching that film
But it's
versus
not like
seeing it on an airplane TV.
But it's not like an action movie. Like you don't need like the IMAX experience for
No, you don't
Banshees
need
of
it. You
Inisherin.
don't, you don't need
Yeah.
it, but it's nice. It probably will
Yeah,
add
some
to the
things are
experience.
meant to be watched like that.
Yeah, I
As
think
Harry
there's like
Styles would say, it's a movie.
well, there's
like a
there's
movie.
like I'm going to see Ant-Man on Monday. So I mean, is that big Marvel movie.
Well,
but
Ant-Man you could watch
enough.
on your phone because this man is an ant. I mean, he is tiny. You don't need to see him
Wow.
in high definition, right?
good one, Dad. Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe Marvel movies
I'm
are
also.
dying.
Oh,
Yeah,
go.
I think there's some superhero fatigue, Jeremy. I think
Well, I was
you're
gonna
right.
say, it's not superhero fatigue. Stop casting rom-com actors as superheroes.
No,
Like,
Paul
you
Rudd's
were
a
just
treasure.
saying
I won't.
before-
No, stop.
He's
I
a
love
comedic
Paul
actor,
Rudd.
though.
I love Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd should be in every movie. It's not about Paul Rudd in particular. It's about the concept. Like you guys were just talking before. It doesn't make sense to see Jason Momoa as a human. It doesn't make sense to see Paul Rudd as a superhero. None of it makes sense. Like there should be some actors who are superheroes and some actors like Marvel is trying to do this genre bending thing where there can be no genre untouched, just like the Super Bowl advertising. There's no like demographic untouched. Every single one of these movies is trying to be funny and dramatic, and it's just make a movie that is one thing. Make a superhero movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like Marvel's trying to capture everything all the time, and it's ruining the ability for there to be other movies that are successful.
But they
Being
had
close
two
to
other
Grant
movies that
from
was
Bear Bear.
successful. Ant-Man with Paul Rudd, right? So that's
No,
super successful.
those are
Maybe it's just 'cause we've
successful.
had
It's not about the
16
box
Ant-Mans.
office. Exactly.
I think that's more
Also,
that. It's just too many.
Here's my
superheroes.
question: oversaturation. My
Yeah.
question
Yes.
is, why was saying that movie theater prices getting more expensive stinks the most controversial thing that I've ever said on this podcast? Because I think we posted a clip from that with David Sampson yesterday, and my mentions are like you would think that I revealed that bleep bleep is not real. Because people are coming after me. I just self bleeped myself because I knew
Thank
they
you
were
for
gonna
doing
bleep
that,
it
yeah.
out
I
of
know,
me.
I've
Good
never
job.
heard a worse take than Samson's. Like you should pay more. I've never thought about that in my life. Like when a guy
Why
gets
do
a
people
better
want things to be more
when-
expensive?
When I
Why?
get a bad movie seat back before there was like assigned seats, I just thought I got here too late. I didn't think, oh man, why is that guy paying the same
Yep.
money as me? I've never thought that in my life. Like
Correct.
Never.
Right.
I
And
just showed
think
up late. Like
the comparison of
Right.
like, well, we pay more to see like a sporting event in a better seat or a Broadway musical. It's like, yeah, because you can't watch those things on streaming for free. Like
Right.
we've debated for years whether or not sporting events are better in person or on TV because we can now watch them on TV and you don't have to pay to see them. I'm like, I don't understand. We're comparing apples and oranges here.
Well, and those are also sort of like luxury events in a way, where it's like
Right.
those are a
Right.
different level of entertainment than going and watching a movie, where the entire premise is I'm just going because they have a screen that I can sit
I
in
mean,
front
you-
of
I mean,
and
you
watch
could-
Going
this
to a
thing.
Pirates game is a luxury.
You could make all those arguments about movie theaters, but
Pirates Game
really,
should be free.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but the movie theaters there are movie theaters that specifically market themselves that way, right?
no,
there
but
are
like I mean,
some
the
that
movie
are
theater has
luxury
it's always
experiences.
been a gathering place to go watch
Right.
a movie. They have the seats, they have the popcorn, they have the giant screen, they have the sound system. It is in theory something that you should pay for. But once you as a company or as an industry create an expectation for what the movie theater experience is, and then you change it and make it more expensive to sit up top, that's ridiculous. Like the
Yeah.
consumer has every right
and
to
then
be
you
like,
cry,
go
and
bleep
then you
yourself, I don't
cry
want to.
about the movie theater's dying. I'm not going to cry. If the movie theaters want to charge extra just to be able to see the screen in a decent spot, like, I'm not going to cry if you close. I'm sorry. Like, I'll just watch this when it goes on HBO Max.
Yeah, and going back to the sporting event, it's like sporting events are literally different every time. It's like I can just wait until the next day and then watch the movie. Or hey, guess what? I'm waiting 3 months later and I'm catching it on HBO Max. Like,
and also, sporting events,
same thing.
And also, sporting events are way too expensive. Like,
yes, that also.
Just because that
just go to a
because
panel.
movie theaters are expensive.
They're
Probably
free.
like, and probably Marlins games too. But like just because the movie theaters getting more expensive. Oh, but sporting events are too. Yeah, that's also a problem. It also precludes a lot of people from going to sporting events
and concerts, by the way, as well.
Concerts
don't get me started on concert.
I just paid. If I tell you the amount of money I just paid to go fucking see Beyonce, excuse me, I should have vetted myself. Sorry.
It's mystery crate.
Fine, this is mystery crate. We're good.
Okay.
Say fuck as much as you want.
Yeah, just don't say that bleep bleep isn't real.
I just need to know what these specific fees are for. Ticketmaster, Live Nation. Why am I paying $200 in fees for?
For capitalism.
For doing all the work yourself.
Yeah.
For them to pay their lawyers who are now going to be facing Congress at the next congressional hearing about their...
Exactly.
Okay, the other thing, so many people in my mentions are like, I'm just going to buy a cheap ticket, and if no one shows up in the expensive seat, I'll move there. I'm like, okay, what if you have kids? Like, why are we so selfish that it's like, well, it doesn't affect me, but now a family of 4 is going to have to pay $120 to see a movie. I'm sick of my mentions.
I hate
right
people.
Now.
I hate people.
I'm logging off Twitter for the weekend.
Jess, you're so right though. Like, who are the people that are like defending things being more expensive for themselves?
David Sampson fans.
Well,
he's got a ton of them on Twitter. It's crazy.
My God.
I once saw. So I was actually once in a.
It's kind of scary to think.
I was once in a focus group for a sports team's like kind of like in stadium experience, and I sat in the room. And it's like one of those where it's like, all right, that's obviously the two-sided mirror. People are watching us, and so they present to us, here is what we're thinking for ticket prices, and I was like, it's too expensive, and everyone around the room was like, what do you mean? I would pay that, and like I wanted to like pull all of them aside and go, you fucking idiots. If you say it's too expensive, they'll make it cheaper, and that's good for you. Why are you saying that's just as a negotiating position? Start from the place of that's too expensive, and like I
love going into a focus group as a debate.
It's right. It's great.
But like I was in, and then I'm like, hey, what if like because it was like, so what if we like put this section of fans here, and they're like, no, we want to be in the worst seats, and I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Who is this focus group?
The marks.
Who are these people?
I hate it here.
It was legit. What it is like a bunch of people who are like, I'm fans of this thing, and like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I don't care. And like, not realizing that you're negotiating. You're in that room. You're negotiating with people who are going to be pricing your tickets. Negotiate on behalf of yourselves.
Yeah. Even if it's exactly what you want, you put up a fight.
Exactly.
No matter what it is. Yeah.
Exactly. I have a second topic, but I've already taken too much time, so maybe I'll save it for another time.
It's a good topic.
All right, here we go.
On at Banshees.
Jessica Smetana.
I have a prop. I have to go get my prop.
Wow. Oh boy.
Okay, Carrot Top.
You want to bring Stephen Martin out there?
Right. Oh yeah. Hold on. Yeah. You called me Carrot Top for having a prop.
Crate full of props.
Yeah.
I'm sad that we can't do the ASMR.
Oh, mystery prop.
Can I get you a mic?
Prop.
Oh wow! Kate Fagan's new book, Hoop Muses.
Kate Fagan and Simone Augustus made this awesome book, Hoop Muses, which you can pre-order. I posted a link on my Instagram story yesterday, but Kate also has a link in her bio. And this isn't like me plugging this because like, oh, like, buy Kate's book, whatever. She's our coworker. This book is actually awesome. And I think fans of the show in particular will really like it. There's a bunch of like, so the premise is that this book is written in the future. Oh God. Billy Gill.
Hey, why don't you send me that book? I need to fill up this bookcase over here.
Roy, I will send you this book. This book
you.
is written in the future, and this women's basketball player is going back in time and learning the history of women's basketball, and it's so cool. And there's pictures because I'm stupid and I don't like reading, so I can like look at the pictures too, and it's awesome. So that's my topic for today. Everyone should get a copy of Hoop Muses.
Love that.
We should.
And the illustrations are really cute too.
Oh.
And also, if we support our colleagues, I'm told by like
that's
Ooh,
awesome.
I love
on
That's
pictures.
cute.
Oh, that's
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's some really good imagery. So on Metal Archers, Howard Bryan basically said that like some of his from when he writes books, people come up to me like, "Hey, can I get a free copy of the book?" And he's like, "Well, if you're really a good friend of, a good pal of mine, maybe you can go buy the book
Yep.
and support my work." But so I was actually a PR company reached out to me like, "Hey, we have Kate Fagan's book. Do you want a free copy of it?" And I'm like, "No, I don't. I want to buy it at my local bookstore.
Wow.
My local bookstore."
Billy had a face.
For the price of one movie
Billy had a
ticket, you can
face.
pre-order Kate's book.
Billy, what's that? What are you making that face for?
I mean, if they're gonna send it to you, take it. Why not?
No.
You can still buy one, but
That's a good point.
Well,
Yeah.
so I revised and I initially said no, I don't want it, but I said I do want one, but I don't want to bring it into the studio in case anyone wants to read it.
well,
Get
how about
the free
this?
one and then send one that you pay for to someone else, like to a friend.
Yeah,
Like
Or
me
something.
and my
Pay it forward.
anti-book
Pay
show.
it
Or
forward.
donate it to a library. I don't know if this
Ooh.
book is allowed in Florida because
The
it's
Baron,
celebrating
yeah.
Wow. yeah.
celebrating female athletes and
Actually,
black
though.
women. But
Yeah.
Can't
if
do
it
it.
is, this would be a great book to have like in an elementary school.
Woody,
Yeah.
what happens
Uh,
if
not in
Unfortunately,
Florida,
it's not
though.
allowed.
what happens if everyone is like you and like all the PR people are like, "Would you like this book?" and everyone says no because they want to buy it, and then they're like, "Well, there's no
clearly nobody
demand for
wants this
this
book."
Like, forget it. We're not gonna. It's done." And then they just pull it off the shelves and they stop printing it, and then no one can get it.
Well, and then maybe
Mhm.
Kate's book doesn't get any publicity. You know what? This might be a double-edged sword.
Hmm.
But I still want to
True.
support my friend Kate Fagan and buy her book at a
And there's
local
two
bookstore.
chapters about Notre Dame basketball. So
Oh, there
Wow.
it is.
I mean,
influence
it.
in it.
did Kate just write this book for you?
Two whole chapters.
I mean, there's a lot of chapters. There's a lot of chapters. Only 2 of them are Notre Dame. Anywho, spin the wheel.
Jess, where'd it land?
Billy Gill.
Hey.
Hey.
Now what? I have a topic to talk about. I
Yeah,
just come to
apparently,
hang.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Here for the vibes.
Yeah, do work.
yeah, I had to record something to send to Cynthia that I sent to her that I should have sent yesterday.
Mhm.
I
How
got
did
to
we
do
think-
that after we're done here.
Good
How did we
reminder.
think yesterday went with our S&A day?
We survived in advanced.
Barely.
I was 15 minutes late for my doctor's appointment, but other than that, I
Oh.
survived and advanced. Just tardy.
I feel like Stan Van Gundy buoyed us when we most needed him. He came through with the spicy take on Banshees of Inisherin, which I've watched back like 10 times because it makes me laugh.
It was so funny.
And
I'm putting it on
he-
TikTok
he-
right now,
he-
actually.
he got us there. He got us over the line.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a question. Mike
What's that,
Fuentes,
Billy?
so the last time not the last time, but one of the last times I remembered like promoting your movie watching and just your Twitter in general. Did you get like growth? Did you get followers?
Yeah, I got like, I want to say around like somewhere between like 300 and 400 or something like that.
That's
that's
awesome.
nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
You're gonna
awesome.
say, like,
I-
10 and
I-
15.
What?
No, it was a decent amount. I had people ask me a bunch of dumbass questions too. Like one one that I actually answered really well was about wet sanding a car after you paint it. Because I was like, oh yeah.
You know,
Um,
you
yeah,
know, you know about that?
Yeah,
Mike?
yeah. I know about that.
You know a little
But,
bit about
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So, and then there was like, a bunch of stupid stuff. And these guys are asking me questions like, I have Google. I'm going to look so smart when I answer literally everybody's question exactly right as the internet has said.
We
But
basically had the audience turn you into Chat GPT.
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
fun though. It
Or
was
like
funny.
Google.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like I knew like some answers
Ask
were
Fuentes.
Yeah, we're
The
really
new Ask
easy.
Jeeves.
You're the
Yeah.
new Jeeves.
yeah. Ask Jeeves. You're dating yourself, guys. Come on.
So do you want another round of questions? Like at Mike Fountain, send it to him, hashtag mystery crate, hashtag
Do we have
Gino's
any
brother.
questions for Mike? We
Well,
can
now that
just
it's out there, it's gonna
ask
happen no
him
matter
now.
what. Yeah.
Let's see.
Watch any good movies lately?
Ooh,
Can I bring something up for Mike
Yeah.
before he tells us the movies, because he's gonna go over like his movie thing. I think, and this is betraying Mike's confidence, but I don't care. I think that Mike wants to travel and go on some of these trips that everybody's going on, but is being left behind because he's good at his job in the studio. So they view him as essential back home. So he's missing out on all the other
Mm.
things. So what do you guys, I guess we can't ask Mike because
No, just be worse at your job.
yeah, just be
Mike.
bad at your
that's-
job.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
the bad
tricky.
shit.
That, yeah.
Sabotage our empire and just be shit at your job.
And
Yeah.
start going on trips. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
No, that's the thing, guys, because Lewis was like talking about how me and him have like a good back and forth when it comes to getting stuff out, which we did. Like the God Bless Football stuff, we got it out fast, we got it out right. And so he's like, "Oh, I just always want to keep him here," and I'm like, "Oh, well, thanks for screwing me out of all these events." You know, Billy.
Billy.
Say that square pictures are square pictures, and you'll get sent
Oh,
right
there
out
you
of the
go.
state.
Yeah,
They're squared now. Now they're
they're
squared.
squared.
Why was that the funniest thing that I've
It's
ever
the
heard?
funniest thing that Chris has ever
I
said.
don't know why it's so funny to me.
What did he
the best-
They're
say?
square now.
Uh,
Now they're
because-
square.
They were talking about they were
Elon.
talking about how Twitter had changed, and Whitty said they took away spaces for a while because Elon Musk, like someone was mean to him. So with another thing they did was the pictures used to be round. So,
Mhm.
but now they're squared again. That's
Some
what they
people
used to be.
only.
Yes, exactly. So Chris goes, pictures used to be squared. Now they're
Now
squared.
they're squared.
Instead of like they used to be round. Now they're squared. And the thing
Yeah.
was like, the best is zooming in on the camera when I was editing it, and you just see his face change from "I really nailed that" to "Wow, I'm an idiot." You know, and then Jess
That's
was
like
like,
3
"Please point it
seconds.
out."
Buried his
Nobody
head in his
wears that
arms.
more than Chris. Nobody
was
wears
on
that
the
more
heat.
than Chris.
That was on the heels of me
Yep.
saying Calgary Frames too.
Yeah, yeah, that was, yeah.
I felt
Frames.
very vindicated on that one.
Hot streak
Is-
for us.
Is Chris like a shoe influencer now? Because he keeps putting up pictures of his shoes, and I'm trying to figure out like,
Yes.
Sure.
did he get those for free or like did he pay for those? Like I'm trying to figure out what he's doing on
I feel like he got the
Instagram
hookup.
with his shoes.
I'm not sure,
Maybe
but I
he's-
messaged him and I was like, "Oh, like those look so trendy," because he was worried about going to Salt Lake City for All Star with Juju and Mike and Tony because he's not trendy enough. And he's
Yeah.
like, "My shoes are the only thing I feel good about." And I was like, "Oh."
He felt the pressure.
But
He's
it's
trying to keep up.
cold. But you can wear
Yeah.
jackets
Yeah.
and kind of cover up all your clothes, so it doesn't really
Yep.
matter that much.
Yeah, that's
right?
the thing. Like, there's like Jess probably knows this. She's like the only one who's probably lived consistently in cold weather. There's like fashion cold weather, and then there's like, yo, it's so cold, I just need to
Yeah.
be utility. Like, I just need
Exactly.
like a
Right.
big puffer.
That's exactly
and,
right.
Yeah, like they're in the section where like it's like the high is freezing, so it's like
They're
you
gonna
have
be
to just
freezing.
just be
Sneakers-
comfortable. Yeah,
Oof. I
sneakers
would
are like the
I would
last
be
thing.
wearing boots probably,
Yeah,
but
correct.
They look like
One-
they're having a ball out there.
So yeah, ask
I
me for
haven't
fashion
seen
advice,
much.
guys.
Go on Instagram.
I
They
saw
look-
they were like at a weird bar behind a bookshelf like
Yeah.
yesterday, and
Yeah.
it seemed like it.
Speakeasy?
Yeah, but it looked like it wasn't what they thought it was gonna be because the second, like
Clearly.
the first one was like, look how cool this is, like it's behind, like there's a hidden door,
Mhm.
and then the next one it was like there was like 3 people and there was like jazz music playing or something, and they were dancing and they were like at a table, like, what are we doing here?
Oh, the jazz
Exactly.
club.
It
Nice.
looked
But
like
that's
they
a-
were getting ready for an exorcism.
Wow, jeez.
In Salt Lake City, Utah.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
sure
Billy,
Tony's
where'd the
having-
wheel
Yeah.
land?
Oh,
Only Jeremy hasn't gone.
it landed on Fuentes again.
Fuentes, yeah.
Oh wow,
Whoa.
twofer.
He also like
Anarchist.
when we were talking about fashion, didn't you also complain in one of the chats that you are the most fashionable guy
No.
on our show and you were left behind?
No, I said, okay, so Chris, good old Chris Cody again. He's like, oh, I'm going to Utah with the most fashionable people in the office.
This motherfucker.
Which he's
And-
right.
And
I don't
and-
know.
Yeah. So then
I don't know
so
about
then,
that.
So then I go, okay, and he starts naming off people. I'm like, all right, Tony, sure. Mike Ryan, sure. Then he says John Reed. I go, absolutely not.
He
All
might
right,
be going.
absolutely.
He might be going to Utah with the most vain people in the office that are like
Yeah.
most like
Oh yeah.
worried about
Billy,
like
I think you're
appearances.
spot on.
Right,
Yeah. Yeah.
Although
Well,
on the basis of publicly expressing his desire to look cool, he might be joining the ranks of the vain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
It's not about
Well,
being
mine
vain,
is-
guys. It's about being presentable. Okay.
Is it?
Walk us through what you would have worn if you would have gone on this
Just stop
trip.
caring.
Oh yeah.
But if I was gonna go, like I said, I'd probably be wearing boots
Yeah.
because it's gonna be too cold for sneakers and there's gonna be like a shit ton of ice and snow. So I probably would have like got a really heavy hoodie, put a thermal underneath that, and then like a really nice size puffer on top with a beanie because it's gonna be cold. And then you have to wear like some kind of long johns and probably sweatpants because jeans don't protect from the cold.
But do
How
you wear the
many-
beanie that's actually to make yourself warm, or do you wear the beanie that looks the coolest? Because
I'll
those
wear-
are 2 different things.
No, it depends. If it's really
Right.
cold, I'm wearing like the straight up Russian hat, the one with the ears and everything. Like,
Oh.
yeah, like
That's a
because yeah,
We're going faux fur, baby.
yeah, it's exactly. Yeah, I'm wearing that because it's cold. But
Burn.
like, no, I don't wear like that weird fisherman beanie that Tony loves. Looks like a little nipple
Right.
on top of his head. It's,
right,
like,
that.
perfectly
Yeah.
fitted. No,
You
no,
need to
no.
cover your ears. That's
Yeah,
what
It's cold.
the whole point of the hat.
There reaches a
Cover
point
your
in
head and
cold.
your ears.
Yeah, there's a
It's
point
chilly,
in
yeah.
cold where like fashion's out the window. Like,
Yeah.
no thanks. I'm just don't want to be freezing. Yeah.
How many Coachella style hats do you own, Mike?
Are you talking about like the full brim?
Yeah, or just like hats you would wear to Coachella or like Nashville. I feel like you have like a Nashville slash
I
Coachella
love
section
that.
in
Yeah,
your
the cowboy hat.
closet.
No,
I have a
my-
cowboy hat.
my
Hey,
ears are too.
all
I have,
right.
I have a cowboy hat, but I mean, it's my ears are too big for like full rim
Really?
hats. Yeah,
Mm.
That's
like I'm super excited. I'm wearing headphones right now because, I mean,
Fedora.
it's not that they're big; they just like kind of stick out.
they
Just
fit on your
reminds me of
head.
our trip to Austin. We went into that cowboy store. With all the
Oh,
boots
that
and
was
everything.
fun. It was
Yeah.
also kind of cold there when we got there, though.
Yeah. Those
Good weather
boots about
weekend.
the same price as Jordans. It was crazy.
Probably
I'm
more.
I'm surprised they weren't more
That was-
expensive.
They were
Yeah.
pretty expensive.
Some of
Yeah,
them
I
were
know-
like $450.
Yeah, and
Mm.
I know cowboy hats are really expensive too. Like the
Yeah.
really big ones that like come in the cases. Like last time when I went to
Stetsons.
Nashville, they had
Stetsons.
like Stetsons. There you go. It's super expensive.
Actual leather, straight off the cow. It was $450, man.
Straight off the cow.
Jeez.
That'll do it for another episode of Mystery Crate. Be sure to check out the podcast.
we didn't
The
get to
LeBatard
Jeremy.
and Friends.
Jeremy, there you go.
Jeremy.
We're an
Come
hour in.
You say
All right.
Aw,
Wait, it's been an
Jeremy.
hour. This has been an hour.
I know,
It's okay.
yeah.
It's been like
All right,
4
do it really
minutes.
quickly. Just say it fast.
4 minutes.
All right, Jeremy, quick
Yes.
topic. Go.
Yeah.
Okay, quick topic. Enough of Austin Butler. I've had enough.
Yeah, I'm okay
I've
with
had
that.
enough. I've had enough of Austin Butler.
You're right.
You're an
Rage.
impressionist. You should not be winning awards for this. He
Is he still a
still thinks
character?
he's Elvis. You cannot still think that you're Elvis after being Elvis in a movie. He's walking around still speaking with this deep Elvis-like voice. Like it's ridiculous. He doesn't sound
again?
like that. That's
does he
not
sound?
For me, rant A today. Oh my
It's
god,
love it.
ridiculous.
Third rant
It's
of the
ridiculous.
episode.
I've had enough of Austin Butler. He does not deserve our praise anymore for
Oh.
doing an Elvis
Wow.
impression. You can't stay in character and be winning awards for it. Rami
Well, thank you
Malek
very
didn't
much.
stay Freddie Mercury. Okay, enough.
It was a great movie,
Enough.
by the way. That was
How
great.
about that?
I still haven't seen the movie.
You still haven't seen it?
I don't
Yeah.
think it was.
Bad.
I don't think it was great.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's not bad. It's just fun. It's like
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
weird
enough
and
of Austin
wacky.
Butler.
Very Baz Luhrmann.
Can I say
Enough of
something
Baz Luhrmann. How about that?
Yes.
that might be
Barry.
controversial, but I don't intend it to be?
Please do.
I'm happy for Jackson Mahomes. I
Me
feel
too.
like he was in timeout and he was punished for like a year, and like now he's finally free to like go back to being Jackson Mahomes. And I'm glad. I feel like the world needs more Jackson Mahomeses out there. Like I saw a video of someone seeing him out in the wild in like the NFL experience or whatever it's called, like the fan fest type thing. And he just looked like so sad. And he just kind of like threw up a peace sign. And then once they won the Super Bowl and he was out on the field, like dancing behind the scenes when Patrick was being interviewed, I'm like, man, I'm so happy for this guy
Just
that he can go
Jackson
back
being
and
Jackson.
just doing whatever it is that makes him happy. You know what I mean? Where before, like it felt like that wasn't allowed.
Good for Jackson Mahomes.
Do you
it
think it was
wasn't
like
allowed.
do you think it was like an edict, or do you think that like
Oh, you think Pat told him something like, "Hey, you need to"?
Yeah, I mean, because
Yeah.
it was a whole family situation for a while
it
there,
was.
where the whole family was controversial. And
Did
it
he
felt
ever
like
everybody
stop
except
posting?
Patrick. Yeah.
he,
I feel like he still was posting a lot.
but not like as enthusiastically? I don't
Mm.
think. You know what I mean?
Just without a
gonna need
smile
a-
on his face.
Yeah, we're gonna need a deep dive into Jackson Mahomes TikTok.
He was
I'm on
doing
his
that.
TikTok now.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I
Got
feel
a
like
million followers.
I feel like Brittany Mahomes, I think, right, was like his like supporter that would like go
Partner
out
in
and like
crime.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. But like
Yeah.
was pregnant with second child, and then maybe that could have kind of impacted Jackson's excitement and zest to life and posting.
Well, everyone needs someone to take the TikTok video for them, right? Everyone's got to have a partner
Right.
in crime.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And someone to encourage them, really. You know what I mean? Anyone could just take a video, but you need someone that's there like to boost
hype
you up.
man.
And, like,
Correct. Yeah.
exactly right.
And tell you this, like, you didn't really hit this dance. You got to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not for Chris Cody.
Exact-
I'm like, you got when you do this TikTok dance, we have to do this.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know.
Did he do the 3 he had to do?
There's one left.
Well, I think they were supposed to be all together.
Yeah, I mean that makes more sense than 2 months apart every time.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It fits the theme of how we do
Yeah.
things around here.
Wait,
so.
I have a question. Didn't you have something you wanted us all to do for social, like recently, and then we just didn't get to it?
Me?
Yeah, you
Um,
said you had like a challenge or something that we hadn't done.
Probably. I don't know. There's like so many like so many ideas getting kicked around all the time, and like
Mhm.
you know. But now it's kind of hard with like the move, you know. Like
Right.
When
know.
are we moving? Does anyone know? Can we not
Really
talk
good
about
question.
it here?
Sometime
Hopefully
in
tomorrow.
2035.
Yeah.
And end of March, apparently.
I
Yeah.
look, I'm not the planner, right? I feel like the kitchen should have been the last thing that they moved out of there.
Thank
So
you.
the
I
thing
miss my butter and
asked,
toast.
We don't have any hot water.
Or
Like,
cold, like a fridge,
Yeah.
really.
I know the poor PA every day. She's like loading up ice. It's like, are we just
Yeah.
forever camping now? Like, I don't. What happened?
yeah. So the
Camping
reason
Cleveland,
why they had to take all of it because it has to be approved by the inspectors over at the new
Eh.
place. So that's why they had to take it over first. Which
Thank God you're here, Cynthia. So like,
I don't like
light
actual
on all these.
answers.
Fuentes, why didn't you
I
have
just
that
like to
answer?
complain into the void.
Yeah, is there not
That's
an
what Mystery Crate's
inspector?
about.
Do
My
we not
bad.
have an inspector that comes over and sees we just have a hole in the ground where there used to be a sink now?
Yeah, exactly. With a
I
garbage
can't
can on
trust
top.
Miami inspectors.
Has the
Or that
inspector
window.
ever been to the
Yeah.
Clevelander? Because
Yeah,
my
that's
God.
a
That
good point.
that hole
Yeah.
in the ground is the portal to hell.
it's great.
It really is.
Yeah, the cleaning folks, they really don't care about us anymore there. Like that floor was sticky in that one
they never
hallway
cared.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
No, it's
It's
great.
gonna turn black.
Been in the ladies' room, you know. They've never
Yes, it's that's not.
When do you get to start to feel nostalgic for the thing that you're leaving though, right? Because like I hate the drive
Nothing.
to work. I hate the drive to work, but I've been romanticizing it because I know I'm going to be taking the train once we move. And so now I'm trying to appreciate like, oh, the sunrise on
train.
my left here is kind of nice.
Yeah,
Think
Yeah.
about all the
parking
sleep you're gonna
garage.
get. Yeah, the parking garage,
Yeah.
the
It's gonna be
sleep
great.
you're gonna get on the train. Yeah. it's
You
not-
have romanticized the past disorder, and you need
Yes, I
to
do.
nip that shit in the bud right now.
Yeah, no,
because
I
we're
do.
not romanticizing anything
some
there.
things suck and they
RTS.
get better, and the
Little
Clevelander
RTS.
is one of them.
Mm-mm.
I don't.
All right,
I,
fair enough. Thanks, Jess. Fixed it.
What, Billy?
I don't think the drive for me is going to be any easier. I think driving in downtown is going to be a giant pain in the ass. It's going to be flooded. There's going to be traffic. Like I'm not really looking
Yeah.
forward to the new.
No, the traffic
commute
is
at all.
horrible.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's not
luckily,
gonna be
it's like
easy.
not right in the heart of where the traffic's really bad. It's like
Yeah.
a block away from where the traffic's really bad.
But Billy, you don't have anywhere to catch the metro rail or nothing.
No, I have to go.
I don't know
so
exactly
far
where you live. Yeah, so
south and west that it's like
it's not worth it. Yeah, it's not worth
Yeah,
it.
not
I
really.
have a child that I have to take to school, so I can't do that.
There it
Yeah.
is. There it is.
Dad of the year,
Sucks.
There
my
it is.
man.
What does that mean?
Dad of the year, my man.
Using my daughter as a meat shield? I mean, yeah.
No,
sure.
not a meat shield. You're suffering,
Meat
dude.
shield.
You're
I
suffering.
mean, I
Like,
guess
dude,
somebody's got to take the blame. Might as well.
I would love to like
That's why he's got
take a
grades.
train. Oh,
Same.
It's gonna be
Same.
amazing.
my horse for a
Exactly.
train. Witty? Huh? My horse for a train?
No.
No.
Hmm.
Mm.
No, it
I'm
doesn't
not
work.
there for you. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Oh,
Roy,
wow.
did you win
Yikes.
an award?
After I
Roy?
defended
What
you.
what is behind you?
Yeah, I won the 40 under 40. I won. I earned the 40.
You were presented with a 40 under
presented.
40.
More props.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is a show full of
Nice.
props.
Congrats.
Mystery prop.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you have gray hairs.
Yeah, I
Oh.
earned those gray hairs.
That'll do
Oh,
it for another
pineapple
episode
on
of
my
Mystery Crate. Be sure to check out all the podcasts on LeBatard and Friends Podcast Network. Billy, there's several episodes of God Bless Football this week.
Did you steal a seatbelt from an airplane?
Yeah.